Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us for the Friday edition of the show. It's the last one for the week. Promises to be exciting. As always, I'm Yemi Adebayo.
I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again. We're starting off the show with the Nigerian Professional Football League match day 9. Big matches to look forward to this weekend. None bigger than Enyimba taking on Plateau United.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that one. A lot of interesting matches to look out for in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Rivers United and Nasarawa United as well should get us talking. All right, let's move on and go on to talk about the most eagerly anticipated game of the week played last night. And it turns out London is blue. Chelsea defeated Tottenham by a lone goal scored by Jorginho. On the strength of that, they got all 3 points, and of course, London was blue as a result of that victory.
London is still blue. As a matter of fact, the first big derby for the new coach, Thomas Tuchel, and he's ended up on the winning side after that diabolical penalty giveaway from Eric Dyer. Also on the show this time around in the NBA, the Lakers took on the Denver Nuggets in arguably the biggest match of the night, and it was the Lakers prevailing in that matchup, 114-93. King James, of course, keeps making history. In season 18, he's still playing incredible basketball. So shout out to the Lakers for that very impressive victory.
That's how we start today, talking about the NBA. Of course, LeBron's triple-double will feature prominently in the piece that we're going to be talking about. But first, I want to go to the results and take it from there.
All right, then. Let's start off with the Utah Jazz, the team with the best record in the NBA this season. They were in action. They took on the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young. And it was Jordan Clarkson that sank 5 3-pointers while scoring 23 points in that victory for the Utah Jazz. So that's the confirmation of the result, 112-91 in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. Elsewhere was the Warriors and the Mavericks facing off in a 147-116 in favor of the Golden State Warriors. Kelly Oubre Jr. scoring a career-high 40 points in that game. We'll come back to that game shortly. Elsewhere, let's go on to the Portland Trail Blazers. They took on the Philadelphia 76ers. That's the top team in the Eastern Conference. And surprisingly, the Blazers without Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum were able to pull out that victory, 121-105, courtesy Gary Trent Jr. scoring 24 points, while Enes Kanter added 17 points and 18 rebounds. Carmelo Anthony, let's not forget, also had a very solid outing.
Rolling back the years.
22 points on the night for the Blazers. I mean, them winning this game without CJ and Damian is super impressive.
Usually those are the two guys grabbing the headlines all the time. And probably, well, it's good. I mean, when you could win without your big guys, it says something about your team.
Absolutely.
It's time to bring you into all that we're doing on the show. It's very important to us what you feel about the things we're doing right here. So just in case you join us for the first time, this is how you can be a part of the show. Let us know what you feel and what you want us to be talking about on the show, especially on our Twitter handle right there for you at channels_sports. Towards the end of the show, we'll do our best to read a couple of your tweets to fill your pause, to know how you feel about all the amazing things happening in the world of sports style. Let's go on and talk about our own mini Olympics.
True.
And of course, it is a national sports festival, even though there's an air of uncertainty. But from where we stand, nobody has told us anything. So this is what we're going to do. Let's just officially notify you that it's 8 days to go. 8 days to the National Sports Festival. We started our countdown here on the show. It's just 8 days to go. And Tayo, even though not having any information is a bit...
It's not good enough.
But the athletes and a lot of them are prepared.
No, not great at all, and not good advertisements for the competition. And Yeah, but the good thing is the athletes are just
In spite
carrying
of
on.
all, yeah.
Despite of what's going on, they keep training and they keep hoping that the competition actually starts on the 14th. It's not ideal at all, but that's the situation they're
find
in
ourselves.
now, and they just have to, keep going.
Yeah.
And hopefully before, the week is over. The competition starts
Gotta get something. Gotta
on the
get something quick.
14th, and there's nothing still coming from
All right.
the organizer. So we're just fingers crossed that the athletes keep training and we'll keep giving the updates,
The updates
to our
as we have
viewers
it.
as we have it. It's as
All
simple
right.
as that.
As simple as that. So that's the confirmation. That's all right. Let's just go to Cross River State. They've been preparing. In spite of what is going on, the athletes are focused and talking about a lot of people thinking of winning gold medals, winning this, winning that. So let's listen to them as they prepare and the things they expect from the critical stakeholders. Later on, listening to those guys talk about their aspirations, especially the guys from Cross River. All right, so we move on and leave it at that for now. But trust us, we'll get back to it soon. But Tayo, it gives us an opportunity to go on and talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League.
I'm excited. Yesterday, two good matches went down. We're all looking forward to seeing the response of Rivers United. Are they going to win and go back to the top of the league? Nah, that's not a panda because they went to Katsina, I believe, and they lost that game by 2-1. So Rivers United couldn't go back to the top of the NPFL, which right now still is Enyimba. There was also the matchup between Heartland
FC
and
Ifeanyi
SC Ifeanyi.
Ifeanyi left with a point.
Yeah, away from home in a derby, must be said. I saw the owner of Ifeanyi was
very excited.
Very excited with the point. Following the game on the NPFL TV app. It was great to see as well. We've talked about, wanting private,
And one of the things the NPFL TV has done is that it's breaking barriers. You have to give kudos to the organizers.
Of course.
It doesn't matter where you are. You can follow. And of course, the owner followed, was in jubilant mood. A point is better than nothing.
Of course.
And he got it. And so,
especially when you're playing against your local rivals. So good draw for FC Ifeanyi. So that was the end of match day 8. This weekend, match day 9 will continue. We have all the fixtures for you as well too. And like I said, the matchup between Plateau United and Enyimba easily is a standout fixture. But there are other games as well to watch out for. MFM taking on Heartland.
I mean, they have to bounce back. They have this tag of not being very good travelers. Not just them, a lot of teams on the Nigerian domestic scene. Dakada and Abia Warriors.
That should be very interesting. Abia Warriors on the back of the first win. Very convincing win.
Kind of a body lifted off their shoulder.
Exactly.
So maybe
monkeys off their back.
Sunshine Stars and Kwara United. I mean, this is going to be exciting as well. They know each other very well. Not too far away from each other. I agree with you. Pick up the back easily. But even by miles, the game everybody will want to look out for. Enyimba and Plateau United. Rivers United and Nasarawa United as well. Those two teams closely following the league leaders, Enyimba. And like someone said yesterday, whichever of these teams can pick points on the road would eventually win. Akwa United will take on Katsina United. These are some of the matches. They will go on and talk about the Flying Antelopes. Rangers take on Warri Wolves. Lobby Stars will take on Wiki Tourists. Together Golden Stars take on Adamawa United. And of course, FC Ifeanyi played away the last time at home, but a very tough customer in Calopilas.
Indeed. So match day 9 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Your guys know where to follow these games already. NPFL TV. And you never miss any action. And this is what we've wanted all this while. Various leagues in the world, even England, that we celebrate a lot these days. It was TV that revolutionized that league. And it's good to see that we're towing that line as well, too. And we get to see a lot of these matches. And a lot of those players, that we just hear about. Now you get to see them actually play and perhaps help improve the branding of the league just by seeing them alone. Of course, when we come back on Monday, we'll be giving you all the results and some of the highlights from across the various senses in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Let's leave the NPFL now and go to the EPL. Of course, a lot of Nigerians follow this league because we've had so many Nigerians go to England and actually do very well. Kanu, JJ, Amokachi, you can go on and on. Recently, Yakuba, the list is endless. So let's just leave it at that. And the big match for yesterday night, the derby, London derby between Chelsea and Tottenham, ended 1-0 in favor of Thomas Tuchel's side. First away game for him, and he's got a win. And fantastic run continues. It's still early doors, but out of 3 matches now, he's won 2 and drawn 1 and not considered any goal. So that's a very good way to start your reign as a new coach in the Premier League indeed. We're not going to do this discussion alone.
Yes.
Yeah. That's because we're being joined now by a football analyst from London. Ada Peters joins us now to help us review that game between Tottenham and Chelsea, as well as preview the games that will go down this weekend. Good morning, Ada. It's great to have you join us on the show.
Good morning, Tayo. Thank you for having me.
All right. It's great to always have you, Ada. I've also got Yemi Adebayo with me as well too on the show. Let's just dive straight into it. The game yesterday, Chelsea, Tottenham, back-to-back losses for Jose Mourinho, not good at all. But for Thomas Tuchel, what a start to his reign as Chelsea manager.
Absolutely. What a start for the new manager. You see a manager that has come with a mindset and is trying to change things around. When you look at his first 3 games, you can see him doing different things in the 3 different games. Against Wolves, he tried to play 4 at the back. You know, against Burnley, when he got his first 3 points, he tinkered with 3 at the back and then Mason Mount in a false 9. And yesterday, he introduced Hudson-Odoi in a higher role up the field, assisting Timo Werner. So you have a man who is really trying to take the club forward. And good game yesterday against Tottenham. You know, the better team won.
Oh, interesting. Better team winning. But let's talk about Jose. Jose Mourinho once again ruined, defensive errors are costing them crucial points. This time around, it was Eric Dyer. I thought that was a very diabolical attempt at a tackle on Timo Werner, who was going nowhere. Somehow, you kind of feel for Jose that it comes up, sets his team up to play a certain way, and all that is undone by individual mistakes. Do you feel for him this morning?
I mean, I think Jose is in a transition period with his team because they are lacking a key man in the person of Harry Kane. So you have to feel for him as a manager because he has relied on one kind of football. But now he's thinking of who will replace and who will step into the big shoes of Harry Kane. We have Vinicius. We saw him try to make things happen for Tottenham yesterday. In the second half, they did better. But you still have to look at the whole team and say to yourself, Jose Mourinho has work to do. He has to galvanize the team better and work on their plans for attack. Because with Son isolated, with Gareth Bale not really bringing the killer instinct, you wonder where their goals will come from.
Right. The goals have dried up.
That's
indeed.
true. I want to keep you on. I want you to listen to both managers, and maybe we'll start with Jose. They'll come up. I want you to listen to Jose Mourinho. If you buy any of the things that he's saying by way of excuse or by way of explanation for that result, let's listen to Jose Mourinho, the Tottenham Hotspur manager, give reasons as to why he thinks his team lost, and the fact that they weren't as bad as a lot of people are making them out to look.
Right. But the reality of the first half is that with them being superior, was a penalty that decided the first half, and that decided in the end the result of the game. In the second half, we were much better, and because we were much better, they were not superior at all, and was for them then to be with the lower block and trying something in counter-attack. So I believe in the second half we deserved more than what we got.
All right, that's it. Let me get your thoughts on that before we leave this matter altogether and talk about big one for Sunday. The explanation, I mean, does it sit well with you?
You have to look at both halves and give some credit to Tottenham in the second half. They put in a fight because in the first half, you just saw Rhys James exploding on the right side, Alonso on the left side. It was like one-dimensional from Chelsea. But in the second half, I agree with Joseph to the extent that Tottenham tried to, keep the ball more and see what they could work out in terms of getting the ball to the attackers. But we struggled to see them get a shot on goal. Vinicius blundered his chance right at the end of the game.
Before we leave this game, where do you see Thomas Tuchel taking this Chelsea side? I know it's a bit too, he's actually on record as saying the title is a bit out of reach at the moment, but surely top four is within grasp.
You have to agree with Tuchel there, and he's been very honest, with the game. I mean, you are away from home. It's a London derby. You have to concede possession sometimes. By the end of the day, you go away with 3 points. In terms of where he's taking Chelsea, you see a manager that has a vision for the club. And as a manager, Tuchel is used to managing big players. So he's ready for the big stage. He has to take Chelsea through the Champions League, and he has to make sure that they finish respectively in the Premier League. And I see him, making sure that they end up with a Champions League spot.
That's got to be 7 points out of 9. It's not a bad start at all. All right, then let's go and come to this weekend. Yemi, big game again.
Sure.
They're coming thick and fast.
Let's take a look at what the matches to expect this weekend. But of course, you can forgive us if we spend a lot of time talking about the big one. So let's see English Premier League fixtures for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let's run through those fixtures: Aston Villa, Arsenal, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle, Southampton, Fulham, West Ham, Manchester United, and Everton. That's a big game as well. Let's talk about Sunday, where a lot of attention is because it involves the two teams that might decide who goes home with the title. Tottenham, West Brom, Wolves, Leicester City, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Some say if Liverpool lose, it's lights out. I don't know. Sheffield United up against Chelsea. Then the game on Monday, which is the last one in it, is Leeds United and Crystal Palace. Okay, that's it. So, Ada, let me come to you quickly and your thoughts on the game. Do you think it will decide who, or it's too early to start saying if City wins this game, it's lights out, the same way it was in the reverse when Liverpool beat City and it was over?
Indeed, if Liverpool lose to City, if they don't take a point out of that game, you have to look at this club and ask yourself if they can really defend their title for for this season, because it means that they are losing so many points. They have back-to-back losses at home against Burnley. They just lost against Burnley. They lost against Brighton as well, and now this is a must-win game for Liverpool, and more importantly, they have to try to get a point from this game, even if they don't win the game at all. In terms of what happens,
carry on.
In terms of what happens with City and the league, getting 3 points against a big side, against a top 6 side, lays down the marker and tells the rest of the league that we are ready to continue to be at the summit of this league. So City will be looking to establish their dominance by beating Liverpool.
And if they do that against Liverpool, that'll be a 10-point gap. 10 points is a lot in this crazy season that we're having already. But for City, they are starting to look ominous for a lot of the other title contenders. For me, they are the real title contender. The others are perhaps pretenders. Incredible run of form. They've won 13 in a row, which is a club record. It's remarkable. And they're not just winning games. They actually are recording a lot of clean sheets as well. To 6 in a row they've done. Ruben Diaz John Stone, that partnership is working very, very well. And I struggle to see any team stopping City from going on to win this title. I mean, they're doing all of this without Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero as well.
Yes, it did. City is beginning to show that they are playing with a pattern and not quite relying on one player or two players, to get the team forward. And if they stick to this pattern, they will be able to win the big games and avoid dropping points, such that they are able to continue to, amass points and stay at the top of the league.
All right, then we'll see how that game pans out. Before we let you go, let's try to put you on the spot a bit. How do you see this one playing out at Anfield?
I see Man City beating Liverpool because Liverpool, when you look at their lineup, especially against Brighton, you see them playing Origi, Oxlade-Chamberlain. They're playing without Sadio Mane. I don't know if he will be back for that team, but they are lacking a lot of their key players. I know they signed 2 players in the January transfer window, but when you look at their centre half as well, they do not have that quality. And I just see Man City edging them in this game.
All right, then. Fingers crossed, Yemi. We'll see when we come back on Monday. All right, then. That's it. Ada, many thanks for joining us again. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully, we can do this again next week. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Tayo.
All right, cheers.
Okay, so that's it. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we'll take a look at Al Ahly, what they've been able to do and how far they can go in the FIFA Club World Cup. Take a look at the papers and also read your tweets. Join us again. All right, so welcome back. We're back from the break. We're on the home stretch. Before we take a look at the papers, let's talk about the FIFA Club World Cup. Al Ahly yesterday defeated Al Duhal, the Qatari club, and on the strength of that, they threw to the semi-final of the FIFA Club World Cup. And guess what? What's the next hurdle? Bayern Munich. And a lot of people are already shivering. But Piso Mosimane, the coach of Al Ahly, there's something about him and titles. So we'll see whether his luck will run out or things will go in the right direction. Then 11 years ago, an African team got into the final. TP Mazembe lost 3-0 to Inter. So, I mean, it's not too much to expect to think that they can qualify, but it's Bayern. It's tough.
It's a lot. There's a lot to expect from this Al Ahly side. It's true. They're very high in confidence right now. They're unbeaten in 32 games. They're very decent side, good coach. It's against Bayern Munich.
It's against Bayern.
It's not against, I don't mention any other name, but it's going to be a very, very tough one.
Yes.
And if they manage to win this victory, it will be one of the greatest upsets in FIFA Club World Cup history.
I think so.
We wish them all the best, and we'll see how it pans out. All right. So that's it for the FIFA Club World Cup. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a Nigerian team a part of this competition for a long time. And it doesn't look they're anywhere close to doing that.
First, you have to win the CAF Champions League. First, you
have to get to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. Or even get to the group stage.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's take a look at the papers. We're going to take your tweets, but I think we'll take a look at the papers first. So we'll prepare the ground to take your tweets. Let me start with Sporting Life. That's the first paper we have, the Friday edition, Sporting Life. Let's go straight to it. And a lot of interesting stories in today's Sporting Life Friday edition. David Luiz suspension stands. This divides opinion. Some felt it was harsh treatment that he received, especially because the Southampton guy got his own rescinded, similar circumstances. But anyway, the refs, they control the game and they've checked it. Messi denies PSG, Man City, talks about summer transfer. A lot of people don't know what Lionel Messi is going to do. Will he stay? Will he go? There are rumors PSG is thinking of bringing Sergio Ramos, bringing Lionel Messi.
Yep.
They have the money.
Of course,
they want to do it.
They can't afford it.
We'll see. So, Igalo gets Al Shabab's number 89 shirt.
Anthony Igalo, once again.
Igalo.
I mean, Igalo has been securing his future ever since he made that move to China. It's very obvious. Okay, he's come back to England to play for his dream club. Now he's going back to Saudi Arabia to do the exact.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
And he has earned the right.
And you can't begrudge him.
Yes, he has earned the right
for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played at the highest level. He's played for Nigeria. What is more to do?
I mean, even at some point, a lot of people were saying, let him come back to the Eagles. But I guess that will cool off now.
Of course.
We didn't go
we
to
don't
Saudi
want
Arabia.
players in Saudi Arabia in the team. No way. Anyways, let's go to complete sports now. We'll still come back to your tweets before the show is over. Mourinho loses back-to-back home games for the first time as a manager. This guy has been coaching for over 20 years, and this is the first time he's looking.
Testimony to how good he is.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, perhaps it starts to show that he's losing his powers because these things. Oh, you don't see it that way.
You always have your bad patch.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't want to go into all those things people go about.
No.
He's better than this one. No. Just as an individual, you have your moments.
Exactly. Every dog has his day. Indeed. Boost for Leicester. Eagle star could return to action on Sunday. That'll be great for the Foxes. Igalo is talking as well. He's very excited to start a new chapter in Saudi Arabia. Not good news for Atletico Madrid forward Dembele because he's tested positive for COVID-19. Liverpool to offer Mane for Griezmann. I'm not sure about that swap. Mane for Griezmann. Liverpool.
I wouldn't even do that in my dreams.
I wouldn't do that as well too. Not good news as well too for Chidozie Awazin. He's been suspended for the match against Boavista. Okay, against Vincente here, plays for Boavista.
Okay, all right. So
and Galatasaray president as well is talking, says Onyekuru has shamed his critics. I'm not sure where these critics are coming from. He's always done well in Turkey.
His return has been so good, getting goals. And all right, so let's go last week for review before we take the tweet. Sporting Sun, that's the last paper for review, the Friday edition. On the bottom strip, an interesting story about David Alaba. Real Madrid agrees 4-year contract with Alaba. That story is on the back page. There's a story about Samuel Chukwueze on page 6. Chukwueze undergoes successful surgery. Of course, you want to know what that is about. Probably you need to grab a copy of that paper because I need to understand what the story means as well. Tyson Fury must change tactics to beat Anthony Joshua. Who's saying that? Well, it's on the back page of the Sporting Sun. And some other interesting stories that we've talked about. Fernandes in new contractors with Manchester United. Expectedly.
Of course, it's a no-brainer.
Young man has carried United on his shoulder.
Can't remember any player having this much impact.
A January transfer.
A January transfer window. Yeah, perhaps we go all the way back to Eric Cantona as well. Anyways, definitely deserves whatever money
he gets
from Manchester United. All right, before we go now, let's take a look at some of the tweets. Gerald Ikuku, we've got your message, and you're very happy with what Halali are doing. You say they're doing Africa proud, and you're very, very proud of them indeed. Noble Flyer Man, we also got your tweets. Thank you for watching the show. Really appreciate your audience. Of course, Gerard Ikuku again, you're talking about Liverpool. Van Dijk and Mane missing for Liverpool is a big blow. And because of that, he's hoping they get to pick just 1 point against Manchester City.
Well, I guess you know where I stand on that. So other clubs could point to this, point to that as well and say. And my defense, I'm not saying probably, but I mean, these guys were on the field in some of the matches they lost. So
that's a fair point. But you still cannot take it that fact away.
And that's why I want Van Dijk, Mane, a lot of these guys get better and play.
So there won't be any excuses.
We don't get this.
Anyways, we'll see that game on Sunday. Gibson Okereke is saying we've not been saying anything about Chan. That's not true.
That's not true.
We talked about Chan yesterday.
Yeah.
Even though Nigeria is not there.
Just if you want us to say, we will oblige you. The final is going to be between Morocco and Mali. But we said that yesterday. Like Tayo said, third place, taking place tomorrow, Cameroon and Guinea would play. Of course, we'll never ignore the Chan. A tournament as big as that, we wouldn't dare do that.
No, we won't do that. All right, so that's it for the show. I mean, we got to go now.
Yeah, so that's it. a wrap on the show this morning. We'll be back here again next week. I want you to enjoy your weekend, relax, do your best to be safe. And on Monday, we'll be here with another package all for you. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I am Taya Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.